everyone. So just waiting for people to actually get here. Wow, it is cold here in the UK and it's autumn. So I've got myself wrapped up here. Pretty much of a really quick kind of live chat show. Ask Me Anything show. So I've not really done anything to my hair. So but this big thing, this big kind of investigation at the moment, which is Brian Laundrie, and if you've been following that, and this Gabby Petito, and I've been doing readings on that. I did a spirit box on that, and I picked up on the spirit box. Hi there, hi. I picked up on the spirit box. If you've seen the spirit box, if you've not seen the spirit box, go and have a look at that, okay? Because I did that about a week ago. I said that it was already dead. I've said this for a while, that he's already dead. I kept asking the questions on the spirit box. I kept saying, did you kill yourself? You're there in spirit. And the spirit box was very kind of random, but said yes, dead, together. And also said that this sentence came out, which a lot of the viewers pointed out in the chats. I didn't pick that out, but maybe I was concentrating on other things. But the spirit box actually said, I said, did you kill yourself? Are you still kind of there? Where's your body? Where is your body? Because I knew intuitively that he was dead. Okay, I picked that up. And so the spirit box then said, when I was asking that question, a little bullet. So, and I concluded, I think at the end of that he had killed himself with a little bullet. So a little bullet would be what? A little gun. So that's what I picked up last week, and they found his remains yesterday, and lots of speculation about this. I think we have also a right to talk about this because we wanted to get answers for Gabby Petito and her family. Yeah. And now it's like we have this lawyer, this attorney that's now saying, oh, just leave it alone. It's kind of, we found him and he's dead, and kind of pushing that towards this is the end of the case. There's no evidence, there's going to be no evidence because we found him dead. But I don't think that's the case. I feel that we still want answers. So as this scarf is half strangling me too, ask your questions, Kelly. Yeah, we will get into that. I am picking up on lots of energies around this case. Because, and it's just, I'm sure it's Gabby coming through because it's just swimming my head with these energies that are coming through. And what I want to do, I do want to answer your questions on this, but while we're waiting, while we're waiting for people to come, I hope we do get a few more people because I feel this case is important to investigate, and also important to investigate, in a psychic channeling way, because they're both dead, and that's something that I can do is channel this, and actually try to get some answers through channeling Brian, Gabby, and also looking into intuitively. Did the parents, because we need answers, we need answers all across the world. People are wanting answers for this. So answers of the attorney, yeah, all of a sudden wants this case kind of closed. Let's not go outside the house. So maybe there was something talked about there, like, well, you know, if you kind of give the investigators, give the public something that will believe that you are not a part of this, and you actually want him found. Okay, if you do something, then, because I get they were really tired, exasperated with all the protesters outside their home. Okay, massive protests outside the home, day and night, shouting, you know, justice for Gabby, and all this kind of thing. So I feel they were tired of that, and they spoke to the attorney and said something like, how can we stop this? How can we, you know, we can't even walk outside of the door without this kind of craziness. I feel that the attorney advised this. I mean, to me, it was just too obvious, you know. They just go, you know, once this reserve was opened up again, after, you know, searching the area, all of a sudden, Brian's mum and dad just said, hey, you know, we'll go out and look for him. And they go strolling out to within this reserve, and you know, suddenly out of the blue they find a bag, you know, a rucksack, and I want to look into that. Intuitively, I'm picking lots of things up here until we get people here, and then I'll answer your questions, okay? And they find this bag, and they find, you know, suddenly the family, you know, come on, America, you know, come on, America, you're not that stupid. Are you going to say, oh, poor Laundries, they've, you know, they found their son? Is yeah, it's sad, but I'll tell you what is sad about this is that, and I feel they knew about this. Yeah, actually, Kelly Smith, you asked that question too, and I think you're picking up on my energies here. That Yvonne, don't you find it suspicious that the father found his remains and personal belongings? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, and I'm going to do a reading on that. Okay, and if you're new to my channel, this is an intuitive. Thank you, AE. It was suicide. Yes, I said that last week, and I'm not blowing my trumpet. I go and have a look at the spirit box reading that I did, and I did that last week, and I said, are you dead? Are you in spirit? You know, what happened? Where are you? And all that kind of thing. And it said a little bullet. Okay, a little. It said it kept. Gabby said dead, and then there's no way. I'm not a big technical person. I'm just sat here in the corner with a desk. I had the spirit box that said that he was dead. Gabby said dead together, and that word came through, and also a little bullet. Okay, we don't know the way that he died just yet, do we? But let's have a look at the spirit box. Spirit box said a little bullet. And it was suicide, AE, and I think it was. I do. So the only reason they found him is let's look into this. If you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic, energy, empathic reader. Okay, and I channel, and if I've got a useful subject to channel on that I can get my teeth into, because this is something I love, I will actually do that. So this is like a psychic investigation. Okay, and lots of my followers said, why don't you go into, you know, psychic detective work and things like that? Well, this is a great opportunity to do that. I'm not saying it's a great opportunity, but it's a great opportunity to find answers that a lot of us want answers for. Thank you for your donation. Thank you so much for your donation. Super chat. look, if anybody here wants to make a super chat, could I ask you to in the description part at the bottom, because YouTube take a massive cut from that. Okay, a massive cut. So if you feel the need to, even after on playback, in the description there is buy me a pot of tea. Buy me a pot of tea instead, and click that link. It'll take you to Facebook, not Facebook, PayPal, and do the same thing, because if you put it there, it will be eaten up by YouTube. I don't know what YouTube do, but I hardly see any of my super chats, which is really sad when followers want to, you know, contribute to the channel and my work that I do. Okay, so this is pretty much our detective work, really. Okay. Yeah, let's see, Pam. Let's see if I got it right. And this is going to prove to all of you that I have this this gift. Okay. And you know that spirit do come in, and that is one of the reasons I wanted to use the spirit box, is because to prove to you guys that when I'm sitting here doing card readings and looking at candles and all that kind of thing, it kind of proves to you guys that they actually do come in, because they speak. The spirit box, they were actually speaking to me. I've not got it on at the moment because I maybe do another session on that, but I don't feel I want to switch on the spirit box. I just want to directly do a reading, a card reading, some kind of channeling here instead. But because you've seen the spirit box reading, you'll see that spirits come in. Okay, Gabby and Brian came in with that spirit box. So that was just to prove to you that I can do this. Okay, and so let's crack on with this, because I'm excited. I want answers too, and I'm sure you guys too. Hi everyone. Queen Elizabeth. Well, I think yeah, I will do that. I will do that on a separate reading. I think I'm going to try and get on live as much as I can, because I've just not been well, and I think you know that, my followers. I've not been well. I don't want to go through that, but I've kind of tweaked some things, and yeah. I've tweaked. I think there's a number of things going on with me, which I'm not hypochondriac at all. But I think renal glands, my renal glands are all shot, and also an autoimmune system issue. I think I'm going to be having tests for that. I'm having a camera into my stomach and intestines on Monday to have a look there. So and gallstones, gallbladder issues. So lots of things I'm having tests for. But I will get it sorted out, and hopefully it's not anything too serious. Okay. So, but I am getting my health sorted out. A few tweaks possibly with my health, and then I'll be fine. Okay. So yeah, so I've not really been too kind of energetic. I've not had the energy to come on and be some kind of bright spark for you guys for entertainment. Okay, but this Gabapatito thing really did hit a nerve with me. I was picking up so many energies with this Brian and Gabby, and I just felt akin to her because she's a YouTuber. She loves travel and all this kind of thing, and I just feel she wants to talk and a spirit to come through and speak through me. I feel now that I'm a bit shivery. Okay. So that's one of the reasons I've really gone a bit crazy on this recently. Okay. So let's get along. We're going to get along with this channeling now. And anybody new here, welcome. Okay. Welcome, because this is another side of investigating. Okay. It's psychic detective work. Okay. Let's get into this and go and watch the spirit box if you've not seen it already. But I see, hello, it's the morning where you are, and I'm sorry if it's the morning. It's the evening here. We've got an autumn feel about England at the moment. It's rainy and it's quite chilly. It seems to have been quite a marked season this year. We've had no kind of Indian summer kind of thing, no. So I've got my cards here and I'm shuffling my cards. Thank you so much for all of your support. And you know, all of these trips to the hospital and all of these, I'm having to take days off and things like that. Anybody that's made any donations, thank you so much. You know, it's helped because I've been able to take a day off or two, you know, and it has helped. But if you do want to make a donation or buy me a pot of tea, it's in the description box down below. And like I said, instead of doing a super chat, if you want to buy me a pot of tea instead, because I don't see that. I don't see the when you do the super, I don't see that super chat. I think YouTube just take it now. I'll take the majority of it. So if you do want to support me, buy me a pot of tea instead. Okay. It is very tiring. It's exhausting, and I have to, you know, I have to work when I feel I've got the energy, and because you know it's like a wave. It's like a, you know, wave, and you're knocked out for like 3 days. So I've got energy today, and I've been watching all that's been going on with this Brian Laundrie and things like that. So yeah, so I feel I've got some. I feel it's my renal glands. It's all related. I feel. I think my renal glands are short, and I've got autoimmune system problem. I feel, and gallstones and digestion problems. God, the whole thing. So I'm running on like 2 cylinders instead of 4, you know. So it's not great, but I think we get little symptoms sometimes, and we ignore the symptoms, and oh well, you know, I'm a bit tired. Maybe I'm stressed or something like that. We ignore it, especially us people that are empaths that generally care for other people. We just ignore it because there's bigger things in life. We've possibly been brought up to say, hey, don't worry about it. There's bigger fish, you know, bigger problems in the world than your little tiredness, okay? And we tend to ignore it to our own detriment, because then it catches up with us. And I feel that's what's happened with me. Okay, it's caught up with me. I've had a stressful job over the years, and it's caught up with me, I feel, and stressful situations, you know. And I think that is a wake-up call to say, I've just not got to get stressed out about things. I've just got to, you know, I've just got to walk away from situations like that. I think it's a big wake-up call. And, you know, with this Gabby thing, when I saw footage of Gabby, it reminded me of, and I think it did remind a lot of people of themselves, you know. It reminded me when I was her age, and even if I could see the red flags and the bad behaviour of the partner that you're with, I'd do the same. I used to apologise for their behaviour. I'd say, well, I'd be apologising for their bad behaviour. They would be displaying bad behaviour. And I would go, well, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry that you feel that. I'm sorry that irritates you about me. I'm sorry that you know, whatever I did annoyed you. And at the time, you don't kind of realise that they're the ones that have got the issue, not you. Okay, they shouldn't be getting all raging and and throwing a tantrum over something very, very simple, which really you should not really be reacting to. And parents do this, don't they? That their kids are spoiled brat kids, and it's like, oh, if we just ignore it, it'll go away. Well, they don't go away. Behaviours like that don't go away, and because parenting is so bad that they get worse as they get older, and then they put it onto their partners. And this Gabby Petito reminded me so much of myself. Putting up with this, apologizing for small things that are nonsensical, and you're thinking, it really did. It really kind of struck a chord with me. It really did. And I think it did with a lot of us. A lot of us ladies or men have been in relationships where we have been apologizing and for their behavior and skimming over the cracks. We just want this relationship to work. I can imagine Gabby Petito, they'd got engaged and they were planning on getting married, and she was trying to fix it. I can imagine her, and I'm picking up on energies of him going out and really raging over silly things, like her working hard on a computer in a cafe, and him kind of going ballistic about her taking too much time, and her kind of, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've just got this to do, and I need to get this done because I've just given up a job where I've just given up this job where now I need to make this work. If I don't make this work, then what was the point in me giving up this other job? And Brian, you see, so kind of controlling and self-centered, is kind of saying you're taking too long. But when really there was a lot of envy and jealousy there, that she was, he's thinking, really, okay, so you think you're going to make this vlog a success and you're going to become famous, and then what happens? Do I lose control of you? Narcissists and covert narcissists like Brian would go, make her life so difficult, make her so stressed and confused, and she doesn't even know what's going on, that she will be apologizing for this because she has no clue of what's going on here. What's going on with Brian was that he was a covert narcissist, and he was basically, looking for all of her weaknesses while she was trying to succeed, and pressing these weaknesses, every one of her vulnerabilities, her insecurities, while she was trying to work on something and make it work, and giving, I could imagine Gabby giving 150% to her work to make it work. She was a nutritionalist, so she would have done a degree for that, and she gave up that job to do that. So an awful lot to give up to make her vlog work. Okay, so I feel that Brian was very jealous of her and envious of her, and he got her spinning around in circles with stress, and that's a big red flag with abusers, that they go straight in and confuse you. When they can't confuse you, when they're unable to manipulate you, and they realize that you kind of know, and there's no way that you're going to manipulate me. I know what your game is. They will up the ante to actually become violent, okay? And I feel this is what happened with Gabby Petito and Brian. He wasn't getting to her. She was uploading the videos, and she was doing it very quickly, efficiently. She was also editing them very kind of professionally, and you know, cutting them, editing them, and you know, it was you know, it was very the way that those videos come across is very expert. So I feel he was jealous of that. He was, you know, it's really strange, but when you start a YouTube channel, I don't know why, but it creates a lot of haters, and a lot of jealousy. And if you can explain that why, I think it's something to do with your artistic flair, your creativity, your ability to talk. Like, because I feel to be a YouTuber and a creator, you have to have this free spirit. There has to be a free spirit within you to do this. And I feel this free spirit comes from, I feel, being very empathic, and that's, you know, it really spills out, it really pours out that you want to create this great channel and this wonderful community, and I don't know why, but that creates hatred. That I've had so much hate on my channel, and so much competitors who come along and try to emulate, and then try to destroy you and emulate you. And I've said this loads of times, and then run with your idea, and then try to crush you by saying, well, you know, that channel it's not very good. Oh, you know, that channel, she's so miserable, she's so negative. And this is what I'm talking about, is this Brian Laundrie hatred. This is what it is. It's hatred. And it is horrible, and it's wicked, it's nasty, especially because to be a creator, you have to be so free-spirited, you have to have quite a lot of abilities. You have to be self-confident, you have to be free-spirited, you have to be able to engage with different kinds of people out there. You have to cope with the hatred, although you don't have a hatred bone in your body, because you're doing this to create something fantastic and actually create a great community. So it kind of creates hatred. So why am I saying this? Because I'm trying to link here to Gabby. Okay, I feel this is what Brian felt. Brian Laundrie felt very jealous of Gabby. He hated he hated her free spirit. He hated that. I don't think it was his idea to go off on this trip. I think it was all her idea. She was a free spirit. I feel she could have done it on her own if she wanted to, but she just wanted to have somebody special. She wanted to make that relationship work. But she was the one that was the creator, the artist, the clever one. And he was just so jealous of that. And so, you know, this is what I've got something to educate you on here, okay? Whenever you are a free spirit and you are confident and you know who you are, you know where you're at, you're assertive, okay? All those attributes there, what I just said, are what covert narcissists hate, and what Brian Laundrie would hate about Gabby. he would see, you see, they're so kind of the emotional intelligence is so stunted with a covert narcissist that they loathe anyone who has emotional intelligence. They hate it. So if you express, they start to strip you down slowly. Okay, this is what they do, and this is what I want you to look out for. Okay, is if you are assertive and directional with your assertiveness, which most people love. I love that about people. And you are very profound in the way that you direct people and your assertiveness. What a covert narcissist will do is they will see that as you being authoritarian. Being assertive, they have no clue what assertiveness is. They don't feel that, you see, assertiveness, they don't even know what the word means, assertiveness. Assertiveness means that you're asserting not your power, you're asserting your passion in life. You're asserting who you are, you're asserting your core being and your personality, and you're asserting that. And you know, you could be creative and artistic, and you're asserting that. When you assert this with a covert narcissist, they will dominate you to stop that. You can stop that because they don't understand it. They don't understand what assertiveness is. They feel they mistaken that for authoritarian, and narcissists cannot stand authority. They have to be, you see, they have to be in authority. Narcissists, covert narcissists, have to be above their partner, have to be above anybody at work, have to be in more authority. Even if this person here has the position in this workplace that says that I've got more authority than you, or I have a right to be directional and be assertive, they won't allow it. They will even use violence to stop you. No, you've got to stay down there. So whenever you show any assertiveness, empowerment, championing, anything that's positive like that, a covert narcissist will see that as like authority, and they will crush it. They will crush it. And that is where the emotional intelligence is so stunted. So when say you go out with a covert narcissist and you go out on a day trip with them or a holiday, and you're very excited and you're assertive, well, I want to do this and I want to do that. And I can imagine Gabby Petito being like this, okay. Oh, I want to do this and I want to do, we must do this and we must plan this and we must do this and we must plan all of this. He would crush that. He would crush that because he would see that as like, you're not telling me what to do. You're not going to dictate what I do. That is what a covert narcissist would do. Why is there covert narcissist? Is because Brian Laundrie looked very meek and mild in public, and you know, and very kind of, you know, I'm the victim. You know, I'm the victim, and his shoulders were shrunken like that because he's a weasel, basically. He's a weasel, and his shoulders were shrunken, and he looked so kind of, you know, switching that mask, you know, to, okay, it's like he's sat in that van there, and the policeman comes to talk to him, and it's like he pauses for a moment to say, when the policeman asks, you know, what's going on here, and you can see covert narcissists, they're chameleons. He will pause for a minute while he takes off that mask to put another mask on, which is the other mask, is the victim. And I feel that they should have spotted that. Those police should have spotted that. In fact, policemen should be educated on narcissism more so, because this is what they do. They'll take a breath, and it's all acting, and they're like the sweetest person there, and they will always deflect everything onto the other person, make the other person look like the perpetrator and then the victim. And yet he got scratches on his face where she'd been fighting him off, possibly already tried to strangle her, and she's been scratching him to keep get off, stop. You know, I feel those scratches on his face were him trying to attempt to strangle her and grabbing hold of her, threatening, if you do that again, I will strangle you. All of those things were a big neon sign to the police that, hang on, this guy is stronger than this Gabby. And yet he's got scratches on his face. And she's got a bruise on her chin where she said that he grabbed her. So wouldn't that kind of mean that Gabby was fighting off this man? Because I don't feel it takes 3 minutes to kill someone by strangulation. 3 minutes, that means he's got to squeeze her neck. She's got to lose consciousness, which, squeeze the neck. She's going to be gagging like that. And then she's going to be saying, stop it, get off me. And she's going to be looking straight into his face. And then he's going to have to keep squeezing her neck. Her face will start to go blue. She will stop reacting. She will stop saying, get off. She'll stop all that, stop the gagging. And even after the gagging, he's still got to squeeze for 3 minutes to actually finish her off. It takes a long time to strangle someone like that. Strangulation. So, and not only that, I think there's broken bones in the neck too. So he squeezed that hard. So I don't feel that's the first time he's tried to strangle her. I think he's done that a number of times. And that's where the scratches come on his face, because she was defending herself. So hi everyone, thank you for coming. And this is a different take on this. It's a psychic investigation. And just to let you know that, and I'm a psychic a psychic empath, and I did do the spirit box. I don't know whether you've seen that, but you can go and have a look at that, where I picked up that he was dead and that a little bullet in his head. Okay, a little bullet came through on the spirit box. I just think what a nice man that is, who actually strangles someone. It must hurt your hands to squeeze that hard on somebody's neck to actually strangle them to death. I don't feel that's the first time. I feel he's done it before. And so what I'm going to do is, I am a psychic empath, and this is psychic investigation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the pendulum here. Has Brian attempted strangulation previously on Gabby Petito? Oh, look at that. Yes. Oh, that's a big yes. So I'm thinking it's more than once. I think it's more than twice. I think it's something he's controlled her with. Okay. So let's have a look here. How many times has he attempted to strangle her? How many times has he attempted to strangle her? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 4 times. 4 times he's done that. And that is the most frightening experience you could have. That is the most frightening way of dying, because you're conscious, you're looking at them, and even when, you know, the oxygen goes from your brain, you can, they are the last person that you see. And I'm saying this because I have a medical background, but Gabby would have been possibly trying to scratch his face to get him to stop. She would have been pleading with him, but a narcissist would love that, you know, if she was pleading, please stop, don't do that, please stop, will you stop that? You see, that's what a narcissist would love. A psychopath would love that pleading. In fact, he probably would squeeze and let go, so she can express that kind of pleading. That's something that they get off on. And, you know, it's sadistic. It's a sadistic way of killing someone. And she would have been, you know, to her last breath, she would have been, don't do that, you know, and gagging and possibly crying, you know, crying. Her eyes would have been watering, crying, because she's actually thinking to herself, is this really happening to me? Is the person that I love trying to kill me? Because it takes 3 minutes. So that's going to go through your mind. Is the person that I love and trust really doing this to me? And then it's like, God, yes, he is. So it's a wicked, horrible way to die. A horrible way to die. So I get 4 times. So I feel the scratches on her face were actually her trying to defend herself from previous attempts of strangulation. And the police should have picked up on that. You've got scratches on your face. Why? Have you tried to hurt her? Was she trying to defend herself? Yeah, being violent before, I certainly think so. And it's a horrible thing to talk about, but this is the way, you know, this is what we need to, you know, the answers that we need from this case. The answers that we need from this case. So one of the answers there is that he's done this before. Okay, on that pendulum, he's done this before. I definitely feel the scratches on his face were, and she was trying to defend him because she felt ashamed. She felt ashamed that she'd chosen this man to go on holiday with, to marry. She felt ashamed of that. Hi everyone. Hi Lucy. Thank you for joining us. Hi Michelle. Hi Black Sheep. Hi everyone. So let's have a look at some of your comments. Those are not his bones. Brian is. You believe he's hiding? Okay. Did I sense the fear in her voice to the cops? Absolutely. We're going to get some answers here, okay? We're going to get some answers here. And so he has attempted to strangle her. He has been violent with her before. The scratches as well. Let's have a look here. The scratches on Gabby Petito's face, were they not Gabby Petito's face, on Brian Laundrie's face, were they scratches of her trying to get him to stop? Were there scratches of trying to get him to stop? Yes. Is that a yes? Yes. Those scratches were, that should be evidence. That should be evidence, okay. I think the police messed up. I think that needs investigating. Why on earth did you let her go with, when he's got scratches on his face and they, there was evidence, clear evidence that he was slapping her in public to humiliate her. That's why they do that in public, by the way. They do that. They do that in public to humiliate. They cheat on their girlfriends and tell everyone about it around them to humiliate. Why do they do that? Because they hate and they're jealous and they're envious of the person they're supposed to be loving. Okay. So let's just sorry about that. We had a bit of a troll there. So what I'm going to look at with this, seeing as we've got a few more people, yeah, I've already got rid of that troll. Okay. So what I'm going to look at here is the parents. So I've kind of really delved deep into that situation with the strangulation. So what I'm going to look at, and I'm going to use my Druid deck, okay, for this. And, with these comments here with the trolls, and I don't want to give them any, it just shows you what respect there is out there in society right now. I'm just doing this innocently. There's no sexual content here. Yet you get some man in the troll there making a sexual comment just because I'm a female. It just shows you what's happening to society right now. And something should be done about the way that men are just blatantly being abusive towards women, like it's okay. Well, I'm not going to enable that. That is wrong, okay? That is wrong to just come on somebody's channel who, is a female and being disgusting and being abusive like that. So, what is happening in our society when you're innocently just doing a vlog and somebody comes on and does that? It's disgusting. So what I want to do, that's another big thing in the news. Why do some men think it's okay to do that? It's awful. It is. Not all of us. It's like it seems like it's like bringing a good woman down. Seems to be very kind of fashionable right now. So let's have a look at, I want to look at the parents here, okay. Well, I just think, Kelly, this disrespectability is just so poisonous in our societies right now, and it has to stop, because this is leading to enablement of murder. Yeah, exactly. So let's get along with this, because I want to look at the parents, because there's so much to this story. There's so much to this story that the parents, okay, go into this reserve after it's been reopened to the public, and they go directly to, I feel there's something wrong here. They go directly to a spot where his rucksack is, okay, and his remains. Now, I want to look at here intuitively and channel. Did they know where he was? Did they know his location and what happened there? Okay. Did they know his location and actually what happened there? Did they know what location? Because that should be investigated. How come they just walked straight up to where, you know, where his rucksack is? Yeah, the Six of Wands, and it is very kind of narcissistic too. It's like the Six of Wands is I'll take you. With this card, it's I'll take you to where he is and you can follow me. And that is just so, I mean, gosh, isn't that so obvious? Does that make, isn't that so obvious that you follow me and I'll take you to where he is? So does that mean that there was a deal struck here? If you take us to where he was so we can get this, I don't know what they call that, but if you take us, if you know where he is, take us to where he is, so we can find whether his remains are there. Okay. I get the father took some time to actually think about this. Should we actually let the authorities know where he is? So, yeah, he took some time to think about this. I mean, what is this? Because now I get him taking the authorities. It took a while for him to think about this, but he led them to his remains. So did the parents actually know where Brian was? Because he wasn't too far away from the house, from the home. I think he took advice to do this. I feel he took advice from his attorney. This is what's coming through here. And this is where we're getting the answers. Okay, this is the only place we're going to get answers, is to do a psychic investigation. He had two choices, whether to, and I feel he was told by his attorney to cooperate with the police. If you help them find Brian, it looks like you are cooperating with the police, and then you will not get accused of aiding and abetting your son. So the sooner you do that, the better. And I feel that the attorney may have said, because they closed the park, so they couldn't take Brian any kind of food or drink or anything like that, because it would have looked suspicious for an awful long time. That I feel there was a conclusion that he was possibly dead. Yeah, the favourite spot. He knew. So why couldn't he have told the authorities that? Why couldn't he told? I feel he was kind of sitting on on the fence here and sitting at a stalemate here of, should I tell the police or should I go down this road of just ignoring the police? I don't feel that he could ignore the authorities anymore. I think he had to show that he is cooperating and he is not helping his son here. So somebody advised him to do this. I get somebody's advised him to do this. Somebody has said, if you do that, if you help the police find him, then you will not be accused of anything. They cannot accuse you of anything. They cannot accuse you because you're helping with the case. How can they accuse you? But they can, can't they? Because I remember a case in England about a child, and the perpetrator actually was helping, actually helped the police to find this child when he was the one that abducted her and actually hid her. So, and he did get found out in the end. He did get found out in the end that he was helping, that he was actually the murderer, although Brian's father is not the murderer, okay? Yeah, he's not the murderer, is he? So he's not the murderer. So if he's thinking, okay, maybe time for me to help. We can't prove that either. We can't prove that unless the father admits that, well, he did come here first and we told him to leave, and we told him to go on the run, and we would help him. But they couldn't help him, could they? Because they were being watched all the time, so they could not help him. Well, this is what I'm going to look at next, gratitude, because I feel that the parents were actually protecting themselves at the end. That's the energies that I'm getting here. Is I've got an orb there. I don't know whether you saw it. There was some weird kind of orb. Okay, so I feel that in the end, the parents were risking actually getting kind of questioned themselves. So what I pick up energy-wise here is that they had no choice but to, and I feel that also they were advised to do that by the attorney. You need to help with the search of him, or they're just going to start to question you. So what I pick up here is that they did know where he was. But after they were helping him, but after the reserve was closed for searching for the body, they couldn't help him. So I feel they may have said to him, maybe he had some kind of form of communication, a phone or something. They may have said to him something like, "We can't help you, son. We can't help you." I feel that. I feel there may have been some communication to say, "We can't help you." It could have been before he left, or it could have been in between. They went out there to see him where he was hiding and said something like, "We can't help you. We can't help you, you're on your own." So in a way, they knew. The thing is here is that what I pick up intuitively is that they knew where he was. They knew where he was. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Because if they knew where he was, the police or the authorities could have got him and questioned him. So let's have a look at when he came home. when he came back to the parents after leaving Gabby, okay, in Gabby's van, and was it Gabby's van? And he came home to his parents, and then they went on some kind of camping trip. Did Brian tell the parents when they went on this camping trip that he'd strangled Gabby? Let's have a look, see if we can pull that out. Okay. Yeah, Flamingo. Yeah. So let's have a look. Do another investigation here. Okay, let's ask here. Did Gabby, after he strangled Gabby and he went straight to his parents and they went on a camping trip, which was odd that he went there on his own, did he tell his family, his parents, that he'd actually, strangled Gabby in a rage that he lost his temper and he doesn't know what to do? Let's have a look. The Five of Swords. I think so. I think he did. I think he told the parents and he felt ashamed. You see this figure in the back here? That's someone ashamed. This would have been his father. I think he did. Well, these cards are saying that he did. Okay. And the Ten of Pentacles, because what I get here is that Brian Petito is like a 5-year-old in a man's body, and he went running back to his parents. That's what his knee-jerk reaction was, to run back to his parents, and that's what he did with the Ten of Pentacles. He ran back to his parents because he's a child, really. His family, I feel his father's narcissistic. He took a gamble. He took a gamble to go and tell his family about it, but it just turned into a big argument. And yeah, this family are not very supportive. He took a gamble to go to see his family, but it turned into a big argument, and he felt very ashamed. I think his father went a little bit ballistic yes, he told them on that trip when he came back. He's a man-child's gratitude, as you said there. He's a man-child. He ran back to tell mommy and daddy what he'd done wrong, basically. That they had a big bust up. He didn't blame himself. He blamed her as well. That it's her fault. We had a big bust up. We had a big argument. And then there was this fateful journey. Yeah. So I'm sorry this reading's taken a long time, but I get like there was no hope. There's no hope in the situation. Absolutely no hope in the situation with the Star card in reverse. So yeah, with this trip, when he came back, I feel he told his parents they were not going to support him with this. To be fair to the parents in this situation, they were not going to support him with this, and they told him to leave. I feel they helped him possibly take some food with him and drinks and things like that, but they were disgusted with him. They were ashamed of him, and they didn't want to help him with this. So I feel as soon as they got back, they told him to leave. You're on your own with this, son. They told him to leave. But I feel the mother wanted to know where he was going to go, because mothers do, whether their sons are murderers or whatever they are. I feel it was I don't feel it was the father. I feel the mother wanted to know where he is, because she is the mother. And I feel if the authorities questioned the mother more, they would have got the truth. I feel that she wanted to send out, wanted to know where he is, help to get the food or drinks to him, but they closed all the park down, so they couldn't. And I feel either at that point, the father said something, "You're on your own. We can't help you." And to the parents, really, I feel that they, when you've got a son that comes along to a camping trip, crying his eyes out, hysterical, saying, "I've done something really, really bad and I don't know what to do," I feel that the parents are going to be shocked and dumbfounded, and say, "What have you done, son? Tell us, what have you done?" And when he said, like, I didn't mean it, it kind of just happened, I lost my temper. Well, he lost his temper. It takes 3 minutes to strangle someone. So what I would say here is that it is his son. They do it, it's an innate thing, parental thing, to want to protect your son. I think the mistake that the parents have made here, and they will question this, I feel authorities will step in and say, they'll dissect this and say, what happened when he returned from this Gabby trip back to you. Did he say to you what he'd done? Did he confess to you what he had done? And I feel this is where there's no answers here, and they will want answers to that. They will want answers to that. And they will say, "Do you realise we needed your son, and if you're keeping any information from us to say that you said, just run for it, it's your," because let's not forget that Brian was living at the Laundrie's home. So I could imagine with that kind of news, "Oh, I've made a big mistake," that the Laundries would not want them around their house, but the mother wanted him nearby. So I feel that they knew where he was. I feel they knew where he was because the mother wanted him nearby. And I feel that because of this, and closing down the park, the father said, "We can't help him anymore." That they've closed down the park, that they're searching the park. We can't help him anymore, or we're going to get accused of, aiding and abetting, and we have nothing to do with this. So they had no choice but to look as if they were helping the police. And I feel that was the attorney that told them to do that. So that's my take on that. Looking at the parents, I mean, what would you do? What would you do if your son or daughter turned up on your doorstep and they previously used to live with you and said, "Look, I think I've murdered my girlfriend and I lost my temper"? And what are you going to say? "Where is she? Where have you left her? What did she breathe, or are you sure she's dead?" And they would have said, if he said yes, of course they're going to say, "We can't help you. You're on your own." Turn him in, yeah. And I feel that's the thing that they made a big mistake here. They should have said, you're going to have to turn yourself in. We're going to have to call the police. We're going to have to call the police. Instead of saying, we can't help you, son, you're going to have to leave. So what does Brian do? Because he's not a grown-up man, is a man-child. He goes and hides not far away from his parents. I think I said that with one of the readings, that he was on the doorstep. He was on the doorstep. I don't know which one it was, but I picked up that he was on the doorstep. Okay, guys. So, yeah, I think if you don't know this story, it's quite big in America right now, and yeah, it's very sad, and there's a lot of twist to the tale with this. But that's my take on this. I'm trying to put myself in the parents' shoes. They wanted, they had this. They wanted to protect their son, but they also wanted to protect themselves. Yeah, I think that's it. I think they wanted to protect themselves, but they also wanted to protect their son, and that's why they did this. But what did they do wrong? That was so wrong what they did, because what that caused is a lot of money to be paid on this search for Brian, for this manhunt, and it cost an awful lot of money and time, of resources, possibly running into $1 million. And they just allowed it to continue, but they couldn't allow it to continue for much longer. And they knew their consciences must have been screaming out, what do we do? How do we get rid of these people outside our homes? Because this has nothing to do with us. It wasn't us that murdered Gabby, but they made a mistake. They knew where he was. That's what I'm picking up. And they went straight to where he was with the police. And they will be questioned for that. They're not going to get away with that. And so is the attorney who advised them to do that. I'm going to leave it there, guys. So I hope that's answered some of the questions about this case. And just to let you know, this is a card reading. It's an intuitive speculation. It's a psychic investigation. I also believe he shot himself. I don't know if we'll get proof of that. And it's very sad. It's sad that the family, even the parents, had to say, look, son, we can't help you, knowing that they've got to let him go into that wilderness to die, because that's what would happen. So that must have been quite hard for the parents, for Brian Laundrie's parents. Let's not forget, Brian Laundrie's parents did not kill Gabby, but I feel they made a mistake they tried to amend that by getting involved with the search and actually walking straight to him. I think they made a decision. Let's just get this over and done with. Let's take them where he is. So that's my take on this. If you want to go and listen to the spirit box, it is a bit spooky, that spirit box, and a lot of people don't like those spirit boxes, but I kind of picked up on the spirit, and Gabby and Brian came through and actually said a little bullet. and that he was dead. And that was like last week when I did that. Or more than a week ago. Thank you, everyone. I hope you found that interesting. Thank you for coming. And if you do want to buy me a pot of tea to give you, seeing as I've given you some answers here, you can support my channel by buying me a pot of tea. That is in the description box at the bottom. You also can have your own reading, personal reading, and you can come to me and have your own personal reading. That link is in all of my videos in the description box. It may not be on this one, but it is in lots of other videos in the description box, and you can book your own intuitive psychic reading. Okay. What's that, Michelle? Where did he get the gun? The cop would have searched the van. Well, we may find out about that. I did pick up on the spirit box. It was Brian's voice that said, and I don't have any equipment here, that a little bullet, he killed himself. I don't know whether it may be he fell into the water. Maybe he did it deliberately. Maybe he shot himself in the water so he couldn't be found. Thank you so much. And the queen, yeah. What I will do with the queen, I'm going to go off 10 minutes and I'm going to come back and do some royal readings. Okay, what's happening with the queen? Okay, if you want to return, please come back and let's look into what's happening with the queen at the moment and her hospital visits. Okay, so I will go and have a cup of tea and bye for now. Okay, bye-bye.